Hey guys, good evening and welcome to Chalk Chic. This is Kim, independent designer with Chalk Couture. I'm going to get this pulled up so I can share it really super duper quick and also see comments if they pop over. I hope y'all are doing super fantastic. We are going to do a fun transfer tonight. It's called Be Kind Floral. And y'all know me. If you watch me long enough, you know that I'm not a big floral fan. So this one will be interesting because, you know, sometimes my little take on flowers is not as good as maybe it could be if I was really digging flowers, but that's okay. We're still going to have fun with it and roll with it. And on top of that, it is actually a layered piece. So it's going to be super fantastic and fun to do. We're using our 9x12 Odette frame. This is part of our gorgeous reusable boutique surfaces. So you can reuse the surface over and over. I actually cleaned it off before I came on to do live. So it is a reusable chalkboard, just like all of our chalkboards are. And a cute one. One of my favorites, actually. I just love the frame. And I love the fact that it's just different and unique. So we're going to take out this transfer. It is a size C. And it has 3 moving pieces. So I will show you that really quick. We're going to cut these apart. So we have number 1, number 2, and number 3. We're just going to cut it on our cutting line right there. And as you can see, it kind of looks weird if you're just looking at it and we're not chalking it yet. Hey Dale, how are you? If you're not chalking it and you're looking at it at first glance, you're like, okay, this is strange a little bit. The cool thing is this Chalk Couture does give us these registration marks, so we're going to chalk these to line it up. And we should be golden. So we have 3 moving parts. We have this part, the next part, which is the flowers, and the next part, which is the word. So all of these are going to work together to create a Be Kind floral. So we're going to take this off its backer sheet. And I am going to grab my fuzzing towel and we're going to fuzz it. So I'm thinking that we're going to use probably a couple of different greens here. I want to use pistachio, but I also want to use meadow, I believe. So I do need to make sure that meadow, hey Catherine, I do want to make sure that meadow is ready. But we're going to take this and line it up really quick on our board. We do have to kind of make sure that this is straight because we do have the lettering, and that would be a sad thing to not have lettering straight. So we have our registration marks right here, and then this number right here down at the bottom tells us which one goes first in case you needed some assistance, which often I do. So I'm going to stir up meadow and make sure meadow is good. I know that pistachio is good. It's one of our brand new in vogue colors, a gorgeous color actually. And then I'm also going to go ahead and throw in, while we're at it, why don't we? Just throw in for these little bitty wisp of things right here. We'll throw in some golden hour. I don't know what they're supposed to be. I guess maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe it's all supposed to be green. I don't know. See, this is why I don't ever do flowers, because I don't know what stuff is supposed to be. But we're going to wing it. We're going to wing it and make it beautiful. We're just going to start chalking. We're going to do meadow first. I'm going to hit this registration mark here. I'm just not a flower person. And you can comment in the comments if you're watching this live or on a replay. Tell me if you're a flower person. I'm one of those people that if people spend money on me, I don't want it to be on flowers. Like, I just don't like flowers that much. I love looking at them, but they all die. So I'd rather people spend their hard-earned money on something other than a flower. But that's just my personal opinion. I know that some people really, 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 really dig getting flowers. Oh, Vicky. I'm just not one of those people. And I've always been that way. I mean, I can remember from just being very young, I've never ever wanted to have anybody spend money on flowers on me. It's just odd. And I think probably, and I'm just assuming this, and I'm not trying to be like morbid. I'm going to pull this up really quick. Not trying to be morbid saying this, but I really think it's because of being a Baptist preacher's daughter and being around funerals and stuff all the time. I really think that it's associated with that to some degree, like my dislike for them. And I could be terribly wrong, but we used to see them quite often, and I don't enjoy flowers. But we're going to make the best of this floral Be Kind, since I don't know what I'm chalking. Literally and figuratively, I don't know what I'm chalking. We're going to go ahead and switch back over to pistachio. I may not like this after I'm done with it. We'll see. Y'all know me and the flowers, and there's a lot of flowers in this catalog this time. So I might have to I might need a flower expert. If I have any in my audience, y'all can let me know. Because I may need a consultant. I'll give you a consultant fee. It is just crazy. I guess flowers are on trend this year. But we're going to do this and we're going to make it through it. Hopefully what I'm chalking is going to be okay, because I don't know. All right, let's pull that up all the way. I do want to point out I did chalk those registration marks in the dark meadow color versus the pistachio. It's going to be a lot easier for us to see that, to line it up on our board. On the live, it doesn't look so bad. So we'll see what it looks like once I get done with this. We're going to go ahead and dry this super quick and get this nice and dry. Our pistachio is going to take a little bit longer to dry because it is the new formula. It just does take a little bit longer to dry than the old formula does. So the new versus the old, I will tell you the Creamy Dreamy paste is amazing. Slowly but surely we do have paste colors coming back. If you ever have a question about something that we don't have in stock, you can always message me. Sometimes I know a date and sometimes I don't. Because unfortunately, sometimes we're at the mercy of getting raw material to be able to make the Chalkology paste as well. So I can look and see though when it's supposed to come back and be due back if you have questions about a particular color or a palette. I do know that we're going to be getting singles soon. I think soon, and then we're going to have some more jars coming back. So this is good and dry, feels like it. So we're going to start with number 2. Number 2 should be a little bit more fun because we have flowers here. So I'm going to roll with Couture Coral, Couture Teal, probably Golden Hour, and let's see what else. Couture Coral, Couture Teal, and probably just a smidge of Golden Hour. I don't want a bunch of Golden Hour on there. So it looks like we have, and I'll hold this up over here. It looks like we have a few different types. 1, 2, probably about 3 different types at least. Okay, so we fuzzed good. Let's get this lined up really quick. We may bring out Tulip as well. We should, since it's a color that is or actually let's do Guava. Yeah, let's do Guava. We'll stick with Guava. And that will look good. I like tulips in the ground, and what is a lac? is it lilacs, I guess, Gina. So I'm lining this up, and then I'm going to line up the top part in just a second, because getting this completely straight sometimes is a challenge. There we go. I wish I was a flower person, but I just am not. I mean, I can enjoy them, but I'm not going to go spend money on them. That's the extent of my flower liking. I enjoy a good flower, but not to go spend money on. Okay. There's that. So let me pick that up, and now let's smooth it back down. Okay. So we have a few moving pieces. All of this should line up. Just say a prayer, because I hope it's gonna line up okay. So we're gonna start here with this kind of flower, and I'm gonna do Couture Teal. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm chalking. I'm just chalking. Hopefully, once we get done with it, it will look okay and not be some crazy, weird design. We're going to chalk that one, and that one, and that one. And this is the new paste that I'm using, so I'm not getting all crazy like, oh my gosh, I have to pull it up. Because it should be fine. We'll see. It dries quite a bit slower than our older paste. So our older paste, you would see me not panic, but do a chalk pull and get it pulled up really quick. But this one should dry slower. So I'm not worried about getting it pulled up super duper quick. So we're going to get this one done. And then let me swap over to Golden Hour for these last two. And then we'll hit these little tiny ones with Guava. So I didn't want to make Guava a big punchy color because we've already got Couture Coral, and together they kind of look very close together. But having a small punch of color with the Guava will be a cute distraction. So we're going to use Guava for these little bitty punches of flowers. And now we can peel up. Y'all cross your fingers that everything's lined up okay. So that doesn't look half bad. Now we're going to be ready for our words, but we have to get this dry first. So I am going to multitask and start drying and get some chalk paste covered up. So if you're watching this live, I have several of you. You can comment if you think I should do the Be Kind in black, or if you think I should use the Tide that I used the other day, that really dark Tide, or if I should use black for the lettering that says Be Kind in the middle. I think black is going to be gorgeous if we chose black, but Tide is also dark enough where it would show up pretty good. And you can kind of see where the words are going to be. I actually am digging this transfer, even though I'm not a big flower person. It is super cute once you get it all together. It just looks weird when you're doing this and it's kind of like just in little bitty pieces. It kind of just is a weird looking pattern. I don't know what else to say it. But it's just very, very strange when you're looking at it and it's just like, okay, this is strange. And especially if you're not a flower person, it really looks strange. And I should have whipped out my drying tool. I forgot about that. It came in a box. We have a new Chalk Couture branded one. Black. I know. I'm thinking that will look okay. But it should give a punch of color enough because we're up against teal and then that. I think I'm going to roll with the Tide and use that black, let the black be on the frame. But we'll look and see. So we want to make sure we're really, really good and dry, guys. This feels pretty good. You also want to make sure that your your board is back to a room temperature. Everybody is saying black, except for one. This one would look cute, but here there's not a lot of contrast, and black would offer a pretty substantial contrast. So we'll do black, and then I may do it again and see what it looks like with some color. I need some Tide for the new projects. Okay, Miss Vicky, I don't know. I think Tide is still out of stock, I think. But I will look and double check. I know I don't have any because I looked earlier, besides what I have as my stash. But it should be back in stock soon. Okay, so we're going to line this up again. Remember, we're utilizing our little registration marks. I have found that it's easier. Let me do this really quick. Here's a little trick, guys. If you're struggling to line stuff up, take your little transfer thingy and put your transfer on that. And we're going to line up the bottom really quick first. Because I found that once you find those registration marks, which is sometimes difficult, especially like when I'm live and I'm leaning over and trying not to be in the frame, find your registration marks at the bottom. Get that secured first. Then take up your transfer. And that backer sheet just keeps your transfer off your board from sticking, where you don't have to worry about it being in the way. And as you can see, we have nothing poking through, so we should be golden. We just want to make sure that all this is pushed down. I can't begin to tell you that this actually, when you look at it, and of course now looking at it done, it's an awesome design, guys, because you have nothing overlapping. It's all cut out appropriately. So it really is a really cool design, a really cool transfer. Even though it's flowers. It would be nice on a shirt, for sure. A shirt would be really super cute. But I'm just squeegeeing on and squeegeeing off. Did go with black. Let's hopefully think that that is going to be a great color choice against these colors. I think it's probably going to pop and really bring everything to life. But we will see once we get it pulled up. Y'all can be the judge. But we're using our black velvet Chalkology paste. Squeegeeing on, squeegeeing off. And now the fun part. The peel and reveal, or peel and squeal. If you squeal, I won't tell anybody. But we're going to give this a quick pull. And let's see what happens. So I do like the black tied in. I feel like we're off center just a little bit, but that's just me. I do feel like we're off center just a smidge though. But let's go ahead and dry this. Super duper cute all together. I do think it would be a really cute shirt. We do want to knock off our little registration marks right here. So let me get this letter dry right here. So we do want to knock off these registration marks. Not hard to do. I use a popsicle stick. Now, if you're using a new Chalkology paste color, you may have to get it wet to get it off a little bit better. But it should be fine. But there is Be Kind Floral. And again, we are a little bit probably leaning this way, but it also may be the trickery of the eye because you have all these floral pieces. The leaves going out here. So if I were to do this again, and this is just me speaking out loud, what I would do personally, and again, this is all hindsight. Thank you, Dale. This is all hindsight, but if I were to do this one again, or if this is a project that you end up getting, I would take the third transfer, which is the one that we just did, and I would line up these words in the center, because you can see now how off it is. You can't really go by the center of the transfer. I would take, in fact, I'm going to take a little backer sheet really quick and just lay this on it. So I would take this, and this is just me thinking out loud now, just because of how I can see now that it's off, because the first one I lined up based on the transfer, and you can't really do that. So this is what I would suggest if you're looking at this project. Line up in the center your letters, because this is going to be your centerpiece. This is going to be the center of your board, regardless of where all the floral pieces go. So what I would do is take this, line it up on your board where it's middle, chalk your little registration marks really quick with this transfer. Don't chalk this yet, but just the registration marks. Then you're going to utilize what we just did, the same fashion, but you're going to have a different set of registration marks because it's going to be lined up and centered. So this kind of throws my eye off. And when you look at these transfers, like this is the one that we used first, which is great, but you can't truly line up this in the center and call it done because of how everything else does. So that's just a little tidbit. That's a little, Kim learned this along the way. So do line up this wording first. Chalk your little registration marks only. Do not chalk the words. And then go back and start with number 1, number 2, and then finally number 3. And your words are going to be lined up, centered exactly in the middle. And these floral thingies that are there are going to be where they are. It's just going to be shifted over just enough where your eye is not drawn. My eye feels like it's veering off the road. So that's just my little tip. But of course, you live and you learn. It's okay. If we do this again, we know what we need to do. It's just off-centered a little bit. And that would be my little tip now looking at it. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. It is actually really pretty. Even though I'm not a big flower person, it's super duper pretty. All the detail is there and really nice to look at. It's a really cute transfer and definitely would be cute on a t-shirt. But y'all have an amazing night. We used Couture Coral, Couture Teal, Pistachio, Meadow, Black Velvet, and our new favorite, oh, I love this color, Golden Hour. I just love that one. That one is a Invo color, so it's only available during the catalog, guys. So July will be when that one goes away. But I hope y'all have an amazing night. I'm going to go wash some transfers and go love on some doggies. But y'all have a fun night. Be kind, and I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.